No, sir. That was Mr. Percy Gorringe, who telephoned shortly before you entered. Affecting to be yourself, sir, I assured him that his request to borrow £1,000 could not be entertained. I thought it would save you some discomfort.
Well, dash decent of you, Jeeves. I had to steer him away from the subject all the way through dinner. Did you enjoy yourself at the club?
Very much so, sir. Thank you.
More than I did at mine. After an unspeakable dinner with the Trotter clan, I repaired thither for a restorative brandy and ran into Stilton Cheesewright again, who informed me that Lady Florence had broken off the engagement and that it was all the fault of my moustache. I think I'll go to bed with an improving book.
Lady Florence also telephoned before you came in, sir. She was desirous that you should take her to a nightclub.
What, tonight?
Yes, sir. She specified a low, garish establishment for the purposes of research for her next novel.
Well, no fear, Jeeves. What do you think Stilton would say if he found out that I'd taken his recently disengaged fiancée to a low, garish nightclub?
I imagine that he might be somewhat dismayed, sir. On the other hand, sir, it would afford you an excellent opportunity to attempt to persuade Lady Florence against any precipitate abjuration of Mr. Cheesewright.
Yes, Jeeves, I see what you mean. Yes, the seasoned man of the world, experienced in affairs of the heart, counselling against a rash decision.
Precisely, sir. As long as Lady Florence is unattached, there is always the danger of her turning her attentions towards you again, sir. She becomes what is known in nautical circles as a loose cannon.
There is much in what you say, Jeeves. All right, then, book us a table at the Mottled Oyster.
Very good, sir.
I am sorry to drag you out, Bertie, only it had to be tonight. And Darcy Cheesewright had a headache.
Ah, well...
And I'm going down to Worcestershire tomorrow to stay with her aunt.
Aunt Dahlia? Oh, you like Brinkley Court? Fresh air, gravel soil, company's own water.
And Daphne Dolores Moorhead's going to be there.
Daphne...
Dolores Moorhead, the novelist. Apparently, she's doing a serial for my lady's boudoir. The her aunt can afford it, I can't imagine. Daphne Dolores Moorhead's frightfully expensive.
Well, the old man must be doing well. Oh, I heard tonight that Aunt Dahlia was trying to sell it.
This is wonderful! What horrible people! Are all nightclubs like this?
Well, this is about average for the unlicensed places.
Unlicensed?
You said you wanted somewhere low and garish.
Oh, no, I'm not complaining. This is just the sort of place I pictured Rollo coming to that night.
Rollo?
The hero of my novel, Rollo Beaminster. He's in a wild mood, reckless, desperate. He's lost the girl he loves. And he comes to this low nightclub trying to forget, but it's useless. He looks around him at the glitter and garishness and feels how hollow it all is.
Yes. I saw Stilton at the Drones tonight.
Yes?
Yes, he was in a wild mood. He looked about him at the Drones smoking room, and I could see he was feeling what a hollow smoking room it was.
Bertie.
Hello?
Bertie, all this nonsense you're talking, trying to reconcile me with Darcy, I think it's rather wonderful of you. You want to marry me yourself, don't you?
No, rather. Of course. Well, I mean to say, who wouldn't? Good Lord.
All right, everybody keep your seat. These premises have been graded under...
Bertie!
No need to get the police out, just the usual thing.
Won't they arrest us?
No danger of that whatsoever.
How do you know?
All of this is old stuff to me. We give our names and addresses, exercising a certain latitude as regards the details. I, for example, generally call myself Ephraim Gadsby of the Nasturtiums, Jubilee Road, Streatham Common. Do you know why? Just a whim. These formalities concluded, we shall then be free to depart, leaving only the proprietor to face the awful majesty of the law.
I'm sure that's not what happens.
It is, unless they've changed the rules.
You have to appear in court.
No.
Well, I'm not going to risk it. Good night.
Oi, you! Oh, yeah.
Right. You're next.
The constable says you deliberately tricked him, Mr. Gadsby.
No, Your Honor. No, I had a touch of cramp. You know how you sometimes want to stretch.
I'm strongly inclined to give you one, a good long stretch.
That's very good.
However, in consideration of your youth, I will exercise clemency.
Oh, fine.
Precisely. Pay £10. Next one.
Did you know that magistrates are really professional comedians, Jeeves?
No, sir, that fact had not been drawn to my attention.
Yes, one gag after another, the whole court roaring with laughter and all at my expense.
A most galling experience, sir. Mrs. Travers telephoned an hour ago, sir. She was most desirous that you should call round to Eaton Square this morning.
That's probably that magistrate wanting to sign me up as his permanent straight man.
Bertie.
Aren't you going to Brinkley this morning?
Oh, I'm just on my way to the station. So thought I'd pop in and see how you got on last night.
Constabulary scooped me in.
I thought you said they wouldn't arrest anybody.
Well, they did this time. I had a rather testing morning with the magistrate of Vinton Street Police Court.
Did you say Vinton Street?
That's right.
The magistrate there is Darcy's uncle.
The one you had dinner with last night.
Imagine if I'd had to appear before him in the dock this morning. Darcy would have broken the engagement.
Well, I thought you'd done that already.
Oh, no. He telephoned me this morning and climbed down. He's starting to grow a moustache today. Mind you don't breathe a word to him about being at that place with you.
Of course not.
Darcy's so jealous.
Mum's the word.
Uncle?
Darcy, good of you to come. How are you?
Jolly nice dinner you gave us last night.
What I called you about was I had a fellow up in front of me this morning. You were up at Oxford with Wooster. He gave a false name, but I remembered him. He got into a scrape over some blancmange, I seem to recall.
Bertie Wooster, oh yeah.
Not a friend of yours, is he? One has to be so careful, Darcy, who one keeps up with.
Good Lord, no. What was the charge?
Nasty business, a nightclub, some girl, an assault on a police officer.
Really? And this happened last night? Tell me about it.
Bertie, you unspeakable one. You very nearly missed me. I want you to come down to Brinkley.
Can't be done, old ancestor.
Can't be done? What do you mean can't be done? Have you been asked to form a government? You've got to come and be charming to the Trotters.
No. I've already taken them to dinner. I've done my bit for aunt and country.
Ah, but more is needed. I've got to persuade Trotter to take Milady's boudoir off my hands.
I thought you loved it like a son.
Oh, Bertie, if magazines had ears, Milady's boudoir would be up to them in debt. I've got nasty little men in bowler hats knocking at my door.
Well, I can't possibly come down to Brinkley, aged aunt. If I'm seen within a 20-mile radius of Florence Cray, I get my spine broken.
Oh, you're so selfish, Bertie. You don't know how important this is to me.
Well, you don't know how important my spine is to me. I'm very attached to it.
More's the pity. Well, if your uncle finds out about this, an aunt's curse be upon you. That's all I have to say.
Good afternoon, sir. Mr. Cheesewright is here to see you, sir.
No.
Where were you last night, you blighted louse?
Last night, let me see.
You were in a low nightclub with Florence Cray, my fiancée. And this morning you were in the dock at Vinton Street Police Court.
No.
Don't say no. My uncle told me. He's the magistrate there, and he remembers you from when we were at Oxford.
London's full of chaps who look like me. There's a fellow called Ephraim Gadsby who's my absolute double.
He said you were arrested for tripping a policeman up while he was chasing a girl at this nightclub.
Personally, Stilton, I'd attach little credence to the word of the sort of policeman who spends his time chasing girls in nightclubs like the... What did you say his name was?
I didn't. It was the Mottled Oyster.
Ah, yes. Well, I've heard of it, of course. Not a very nice place, I understand. Would a fastidious, intellectual girl like Florence go to a place like that? No. Jeeves?
Sir?
When I came home last night, do you recall my saying to you that I was going straight to bed with an improving book?
Certainly, sir.
Thank you, Jeeves. Yeah, I rest my case. If that doesn't leave me without a stain on my character, well, then I don't know what it does leave me without a stain on.
If I find evidence you haven't been telling me the truth, I shall break your spine in 4 places.
Was it 3 last night?
Well, it's 4 now. And luckily, Florence is going to be out of your slimy reach for a bit. She's going to stay with your aunt in Worcestershire.
Really? You going too?
No, I'm not. Talk sense, man. I'm growing a moustache. I'm not going out at all while it's sprouting. And don't forget what I said about your spine.
look around for evidence of my perfidy, if perfidy is the word I want, then Brinkley Court, even with the trotters, seems like a safer bet, don't you think, Jeeves?
Well, it seems to me, sir, from your point of view, that Mr. Cheesewright incorporates three highly dangerous characteristics. Great physical strength, a certain slowness of wit, and an unreliable temper.
You've said a mouthful, Jeeves.